It's a beautiful day in Catholic radio. As my friend Larry Massey says, you're listening to the Catholic Lunch Break where we catch up on everything Catholic in Houston, and this is going to be a packed show. It's time for Game On! This is the big week. The Priest versus Seminarians basketball game is this Friday, and so we're going to be talking with the coaches from both teams, getting their feel for how things are going. We're going to be talking to some guys from the Seminarian side as well, because we've already been talking with the Priest a lot, and I know each of you has your priest, your favorite priest that you're rooting for from your parish, but you know, the Seminarians, they're out there too, and they are going to be your priests, so give them some love. Also, we're going to be talking with the Emmaus Spirituality Center about their near-death experience seminar that they did very recently. And Mary Queen in Friendswood is having a parish festival this weekend. Other parishes are having festivals too, but I'm going to be broadcasting from Mary Queen, so we're going to be talking with Father Jim Kaczynski and Andrew Mambretti about Mary Queen as our parish of the week. So this is where we catch up on everything Catholic in Houston. You've got national programs throughout the week that you can listen to answer your questions about the Catholic faith. Great EWTN stuff, great GRN stuff, Catholic Drive Time, great coverage of the news from a Catholic perspective. But right now, just Houston. Okay, David Magallanes is producer. He's wrangling all of our volunteers, all the Cristo Rey interns who gave great presentations this morning, by the way. Lorenzo, Leonel, and Luis, they did their final semester presentations, and really good job, guys. Really good job. I appreciate all the kind words you said about the internship here. You don't have to butter me up. I know you're doing a good job anyway. Carol's here. Carol, you're also running around getting people on the phone and everything. We won't take too long, but you went to St. Martha this weekend, right? Oh, cool. Excellent. St. Martha was your parish on your pilgrimage. What did you think?
It was big and beautiful. I really enjoyed Mass yesterday. The church is so big, it looks like it's sprawled out on a football field.
But it's so elegant.
It is elegant.
Yeah.
Actually, really is elegant. And they had this beautiful pictures of the Divine Mercy Sunday.
Yes.
Right next to the crucifix in the center of the church. So it was really beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful. St. Martha's is a great parish out in Kingwood, and so shout out to all the St. Martha listeners right now. I got to spend Divine Mercy Sunday at St. Monica's, which is in Acres Homes, and it was a beautiful place as well.
In my neck of the woods too.
Yeah, that's in your neck of just north of the Heights.
Hop,
there.
skip, and jump away.
Wonderful. Well, you have to visit them too.
Yes.
David, how was your Divine Mercy Sunday?
It was good. So I attended St. Luke the Evangelist.
Oh, really?
In Marble Falls.
Okay, so not the one down in the southeast. You went out to Marble Falls. We have a station there, you know.
I know, and I was telling you this morning, there's a Catholic radio sign out there, and I caught it, and I saw that. So, dear listeners, man, if you're ever traveling and you want to still keep up with Catholic radio, we can help you with that.
Oh, yeah, you could take the app with you, but even if you don't have the app hooked up to your car, we've got stations up in a whole bunch of places in Texas.
Exactly. So Marble Falls, shout out to you guys.
Now, for those who don't know the Hill Country, where is Marble Falls?
It's in God's country, so just outside of Austin, and it was great. I took a vacation time to be out there with God and the stars and the trees, and man, a lot of trees. And it was a great time. We had a great time. And like you said, Tim, it's good to be here. We're going to talk Houston. We're going to talk Catholic. I'm excited for this week.
Okay, well, let's get started with our prayer like we usually do in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Remember, O most gracious Virgin Mary, that never was it known that anyone who fled to thy protection, implored thy help, or sought thine intercession was left unaided. Inspired by this confidence, I fly unto thee, O Virgin of Virgins, my Mother. To thee do I come, before thee I stand, sinful and sorrowful. O Mother of the Word incarnate, despise not my petitions, but in thy mercy hear and answer me. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so before we jump into our first interview about Mary Queen as our parish of the week, I do want to let you know about our prayer breakfast. If you are not familiar with the Catholic Radio Networking Prayer Breakfast series, this is a fun thing that we have been doing for years now. It started out in Katy, and the next one is tomorrow. There is still time for you to get on, for you to come tomorrow to La Finca restaurant in Katy. We do these prayer breakfasts as a way to how would you describe it, David? It's a way just to build community across parishes. So not just the people that you see every Sunday in the pew, but the people from other parishes in your area as well.
Yeah, fellowship. Call it faith, fellowship, and food. So we're covering all three things, and I want to see you guys out there. So please join us out there, Tim.
So tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., we can take walk-ins at this point. If you have not registered online, I do encourage you to go register online. It really does help us kind of know what to expect with people coming. But if you do forget about it, you can still show up and just bring some cash to the door. It's only $10 for the buffet breakfast, and that includes the talk and the fellowship and the networking as well. The prayers are going to be led by Father Victor Perez. Father Victor Perez is the pastor of St. Joseph and St. Stephen Parish, and he's making a trip for this one because he is not in Katy. He is in the downtown area, but he's going to be coming out to Katy to lead us in prayers. And guess who our keynote speaker is going to be? It's his father, Victor Perez. Right, that same name. Father Victor Perez's father, Victor Perez Sr., is going to be our keynote speaker. So he's going to be bringing us a great speech about how to live your faith in community and live your faith on the job and to spread your faith in your daily life. This is what we like to do at these prayer breakfasts, not to get the big name speakers, but to go local, to get people in these areas here in Houston or in Katy or wherever we are who are just good Catholics living their faith in their everyday life, and that inspires you. So go over to grnonline.com and sign up for it right now. Only $10 for the breakfast. We could still fit a table sponsorship in if you want to do one of those real quick. It's $250, and your business gets a little extra recognition out of that. That's at grnonline.com/Houston Breakfast. Okay, so Mary Queen. Mary Queen is a great church in Friendswood, and we're going to be broadcasting from there this Saturday at their parish festival. So I'd like to welcome to the Catholic Lunch Break, Father Jim. I'm going to get your last name, Kuczynski?
That's correct.
I did it. And Andrew Mambretti, who is the I believe you're the chair of the festival, right?
Yes, sir. I'm helping out with the team this year. Good to hear from you, Tim.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us, both of you, on the air. So, Father Jim, let's do a little get to know you first, so the audience kind of knows who we're talking to. You're the pastor of Mary Queen. How long have you been there?
Yes, I am, Pastor. I've been pastor since January of 2013.
2013. Okay, so that's going on 9
years.
9 years there.
9
Wow.
years.
You're with the missionaries of Our Lady of La Salette. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
What are the missionaries
missionaries
of
of
La Salette, and how did you? What's your vocation story? How did you come to go into that order?
Actually, at the encouragement of my local pastor, who is not a missionary of La Salette, but a diocesan priest. And he recommended my membership with the missionaries of La Salette.
So, what is the charism of La Salette? Like, what is that message? It's one of the apparitions that I'm not actually that familiar with myself. I know Guadalupe pretty well. I know Fatima pretty well, but La Salette's one that
Correct.
I'm not that familiar with. What would you how would you describe that for our listeners?
It's an early apparition of Mary at La Salette in the year 1846, and it's in the French Alps in a town, very hill town, and the apparition was to two children, or teenagers actually, who were looking after their cattle, and just found a woman weeping in the ravine. And she was crying, and they were curious and approached her and with the invitation, "Come near, my children. I have good news to tell you." And it was all the conversation between Mary and the children, calling us back to Jesus. She wore a crucifix on her breast, and it had a hammer and pincer on either side of the crossbar. And it's the symbol of the La Salette cross, inviting us to reconciliation, that we are reconciled in God through the word of Jesus and how he suffered and died for us, and now risen from the dead is alive within us and in the church. So it's a call to be reconciled and live reconciling love in our church and in our families, in our communities.
Wow.
She asked the children to make this message known, which they did. They went immediately to the parish priest, and it just grew. And within that weekend, people were thronging up to the mountainside because it was now famous. And what happened is the diocesan priest took care of the shrine and the pilgrims taking that walk up, and out of that grew the dedication of the religious community of men and women that are seeking to bring the message of reconciliation to all.
Yeah, that's what Our Lady is always about. It's about bringing us together with Jesus. And it's interesting you mentioned that detail about the children coming upon her crying, and then she said, "I have good news for you." Normally, you don't necessarily associate crying with good news. If someone's crying, you think of it as bad news, right?
Yeah, the tears flowed all through it because it was a time of probably a lot of people not paying attention to the responsibilities of our faith, and so it was mother is crying for her children and for her son who gave so much for us, and sometimes gets ignored. So I think it's a mother's tears. That's always moving. How if you remember your child, if you saw your mother cry, you'd be very sympathetic, and that's what we're called to do is listen and change.
Yeah.
Reach out and care.
Is that the reason why Mary Queen has that name, Mary Queen in Friendswood?
Part of it, yes, because the kind of the Midwest province of the Missionaries of La Salette was named Mary Queen Province, and this parish here in Friendswood began as an offspring of St. Peter the Apostle in town.
Okay.
In the city of Houston, and as Friendswood was growing because of Nassau and all that time in the early '60s, the first Catholics came from St. Peter the Apostles to build their homes here and raise their families, and so that's how this parish began, and so the missionaries were here attending to the needs of the people of Friendswood in those growing years, and now it's become a permanent. After celebrating 50 years of being here in Friendswood, it's a joy.
Wow.
Joyful community.
Yeah, it's must have grown quite a lot, because when I went there once to drop off some bumper stickers and flyers, and I was impressed at the size of the building. You just walk through these grand columns there. It's very a lovely building. How would you describe your parish for people who maybe in different parts of Houston haven't visited there before?
The church that was built we just celebrated its 10th anniversary this past week of its consecration here in Friendswood. So it's a fast-growing parish, I would say, because of family. I think one of the characteristics of the Mary Queen community that I feel is that the value and the importance of family is felt. We're a family of faith, and we're a family of care that you see visible in the congregation. The sense of family, of belonging, of community, and of your neighbors, and taking care of your neighbors. And I think that's essential to the life here at Mary Queen, and it's a caring community, reaching out to others in faith and in prayer and in service.
Yeah.
One of our ministries, the significant ministry, is the parish food program, the outreach that they were making to people who are struggling in this kind of environment, and the dates the difficulties of life today is costs going up, and people aren't even able to buy the food that they need, and so that's one of our major ministries of outreach. People can come here and they're helped with their necessities. So that I think was what I'm very happy with and proud of, that there's this reach out to others.
And that's what the Catholic Church needs to be, not just like a little island where we come together with like-minded people, but reaching out to the neighborhoods that are around us. That's why we always say Mary Queen Friendswood, because it reminds us where that is and the people that are there. And you're responsible for all those souls, whether they're Catholic or not. God wants all of them, and so being that outreach is that kind of that first touch point, wouldn't you say?
That really is true, because we certainly don't say Catholics only. It's reached. We reach out to everybody who can come, and we serve them in what they need. Sometimes it's just a little resource of paying some bills, but that's not the main thing. And we certainly enjoy that outreach, and the number of volunteers is fantastic. That the people man the ministry all week long, Monday through Friday, and long hours too. And so it's just beautiful.
If there's anyone that you want to recognize on the air, you're more than welcome to. I know you're not playing favorites; you can't remember everybody, but if there's any standouts that you want to call out by name, that is perfectly fine with me.
Thank you, appreciate that. But I think the whole group is important, because they really live community and respecting each other and the team that they are.
Yeah, and one of those ways that a lot of our parishes reach out to the neighborhood around them is with these parish festivals. So I have not gotten the chance to visit the Mary Queen Parish Festival before, so I'm really looking forward to it this coming Saturday. Andrew, since you're on the festival committee there, would you tell us kind of what to expect this coming Saturday? What it's going to be like? How our listeners can visit? What they should what they should do to participate? All that kind of good stuff.
Sure. Hey, Tim, great to hear from you. As Father said, we're out here in Friendswood, and we're going to have a wonderful community event, not just for the Catholic faith community here at Mary Queen, but really open this up to a family fun event for the whole community. And just as our mother welcomed the
Houston Cardiology is a proud sponsor of your Catholic radio station, and the doctor is in. Southeast Houston Cardiology has been serving patients with heart disease and vascular disease with up-to-date, compassionate, and comprehensive care for more than 20 years. Southeast Houston Cardiology has 2 locations, Webster and Pasadena. You can contact them online at southeasthoustancardiology.com or 281-338-4004.
Would you like to be part of a live radio audience? The Catholic Lunch Break Show with Tim and Dave is on the road again and broadcasting live from Catholic Charities in Midtown. This show will kick off the annual Month of Mary Diaper Drive supporting Catholic Charities. This fun event is on Monday, May 2nd at noon, and it only costs a few diapers to attend. And it's all for a good cause. Seats are limited, so email Tim at grnonline.com for reservations.
Celebrate 20 years of saving women and unborn children from abortion with Houston Coalition for Life.
Our annual benefit dinner keeps the office and Blue Blossom Pregnancy Centers open,
Serving more than 2,000 women each year
through free pregnancy tests, free ultrasounds, and Christian counseling.
Powerful speaker and advocate Walter B. Hoy II,
Author of Black and Pro-Life in America,
will be our keynote speaker.
Join us May 6th.
Register today at HoustonCoalition.com.
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 April 28th is University of St. Thomas Giving Day, a 24-hour online giving challenge. St. Thomas is Houston's premier Catholic university whose mission is an excellent education that is affordable and accessible. On April 28th, please support programming for our students, including scholarships. Giving is easy, online or via your mobile device with Google Pay, Apple Pay, Venmo, or PayPal. Find the complete list of campaigns to fund at stthom.edu/giving.
You're listening to the Catholic Lunch Break, where we catch up on everything Catholic in Houston. I meant to ask Father Jim. Hey, let's get the microphones on. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I am. I'm dreading that day that I have to switch. I've been playing. I've played in the past 4 games, and it's going to be a psychological issue to switch to play for the team I've been playing against for so many years because I don't have the spirit of Kevin Durant in my heart.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. So, Deacon Christopher Meyer.
Doing well.
Is this your first time coaching with the seminarians?
First time on the sideline. Spent the last 2 games in the stands cheering for the seminarians.
Okay, and you just couldn't stay. You couldn't stay away. You was like, I got to be involved.
Any chance I can.
Yeah. Okay. And as you can tell with the background noise, joining us via phone are both of the coaches. We have Larry Dunbar, who is Ryan's dad. Larry, you're the head coach for the seminarians.
That's what they tell me.
Okay. And Ricky Hernandez, who is the coach for the Priest. Ricky, welcome to the Catholic Lunch Break.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Good to be here.
Yeah, so it's a little lopsided today. I mean, you're the only priest representative here because we've been talking with Father Preston and Father McNeely and Father TJ, and so we've got the priest covered. But we wanted you here as a coach, so that you guys can tell me kind of how are you feeling about this game. Ricky, how about we go first? How are the priests doing? You feel good going into this? You want to trash talk, Larry?
Definitely. I'm not. What do I say against Larry? He won last year. I've literally there's no trash talking to be said against the guy who's 1-0 against me. So yeah, the trash talking is all from Larry's side because I did not do well enough last year. It's interesting coaching the Priest because they're these great guys, but getting the priests together is a little bit of a challenging thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, Father David Michael Moses had like 80 hours of confession last week, and Father TJ is running a mega church in Kingwood. I mean, we have yet, and this is a true story, we have yet to have every single priest to one practice. So we,
Oh, no.
we average about 5 priests. We have our diehards, Father TJ, Father Preston, Father Mark Lamb from St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. We have our diehards who show up every time. And then everything else is kind of hit and miss. Come on in, guys. Good to see you. Let's try to get a couple layup lines going just to see if we can do it. So it's always an interesting thing with these guys because they're just so busy.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're saying Mass every day. And so, they're going to they get the Holy Spirit just driving them. Maybe they don't need all that practice, right?
Well, that's what I'm planning. I'm definitely planning on the Holy Spirit taking over their jump shots because
it's a Hail Mary. It's a Hail Mary from downtown. Okay. So, well, Larry, how are you feeling with the seminarians? Is a similar situation? Tough to get them together since they got all their studies and pastoral years and stuff to do.
Well, no, the seminarians have been really good in trying to get together. We generally try to practice every Monday night for a couple hours out at the seminary. I'd say starting in maybe October for a month or two, and then we've been practicing for the last maybe couple of weeks leading up to this game. So that's been good. But we have some players. We have 14 players on the roster. 6 of them played last time. So we have 8 new players. We get some seminarians who come in, and it looks like they've never touched a basketball before in their life. But then we have, we'll have another who maybe played high school ball. So we have quite a range of talent and experience in the game of basketball. Yeah. So it makes it fun for me as a coach. And now this year, I have my youngest son Ryan helping me a lot. So that's been very helpful.
Oh, yeah.
I would expect Coach Ricky to kind of thank me for providing him with all these new players we've been sending to the priesthood over the last couple of years. Last game's MVP, Father Houston, he's now a priest. Father Chad Henry, our starting point guard from last game, he's now a priest. Of course, Father David Michael was one of our guards the year before that. So I feel like in next year, we're going to have, they're going to have, Deacon Christopher Meyer becoming a priest and Deacon Jacob being, priest. So I feel like I'm coaching these young seminarians, teaching them the game of basketball, getting to a really good point, and then turn them over to the priest so I can place them and have something against them.
Yeah, fill them up with the Holy Spirit, but drive all the basketball out of them. Deacon Christopher, so how are you feeling? Does this sound right? Like you get this mix. You're on top of the heap now since you're the one that's getting ready to be ordained.
So yeah, I basically agree with everything Coach said. I always do. That's why he's a great coach, because I agree with him on everything. That's why I like him. Yeah. Now, so funny enough, some background. So we lost the first 2 games of this series.
Now you did. The series is tied 2-2.
And when we talked to people, they said, you guys don't even look like you practice together. You guys aren't even running stuff. And we brought one coach in, but he had a couple AAU teams and was trying to get us to run his offense, which required shooters who could dribble. Neither of those things we could do. So we kind of just went back to the drawing board, and I actually reached out to Ryan when he was living in Pittsburgh, and I said, I bet your dad's pretty bored right now. Do you think there's any way that he would coach the seminarians? And he reached out to him, and kind of the rest is history. And Coach mentioned that we have a good time with everybody making practice. That was not really the culture before Coach came, because our practices just weren't that efficient. Sometimes we wouldn't even have a coach there, so people kind of felt like they were wasting their time. And I remember the first time he came, it really changed the environment. It was really organized. We were all of a sudden learning all these different plays defensively and offensively. And then I also remember that he was working with our worst player on his jump shot, which was another thing that he did really well. The players who were kind of on the end of the bench, who didn't feel as involved, suddenly were like, oh, wow, I can get better at basketball. So I really commend Coach for making our team a lot more well-rounded. And, kind of working with everybody.
Well, you sound very, very confident there. So, Coach Ricky, I think you do have your work cut out for you. But you stay positive, man. You know, the priests, they've like I
They cannot wait to get back on the court.
Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be
we're
fun.
excited and ready to go. Yeah.
So I just want to say I'm actually a little bit concerned about Father Chad Henry because he started a basketball group at his parish, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, that plays on Monday night. So he is in good shape. And I think whether or not he starts or has the practice, he's going to get out there and he's going to be somebody who can do some damage on the floor. So I'm not buying the Father Chad's not practicing. I know he's.
Yeah, I think Ricky's underselling this so that, you know, when they come out and bust out the moves, then we're all going to be surprised.
Yeah, I think he'll figure it out. Like I said, I think he remembers everything Coach Dunbar taught him, and we're gonna see that on Friday.
And now Ryan, assistant coach for the Seminarians.
Chris, but no, anytime I get a chance to coach basketball, I usually jump at that opportunity. Getting involved with the church in any way I can, especially something that aligns with my passions, like I said, with basketball, and having Deacon Chris involved with it and having him reach out to me, just another chance to spend time with an old friend. So it was all the stars aligned for an absolute yes for me to get involved and hopefully keep the streak going.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So keep the streak going. That means the last two games the Seminarians have won. And it was a while ago. It was pre-COVID when we did that.
It was right before. If you don't, I mean, the next weekend Mass was like optional.
Yeah, I remember that. My wife was like, "Are you going to this game with this 5,000 people here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "You heard about this?"
Super spreader. We helped pick up COVID in Galveston, Houston, because that game was packed. It was awesome.
It was amazing. Okay, but we're going to be at Rice University this coming Friday. So new venue, even more seats, and ticket sales are still available right now. This is very exciting. I got to go visit over there and check out the tech because we're going to be doing the broadcast that evening. But it's really nice facility.
It's incredibly intimate. I think people are going online right now to houstonvocations.com/events, and they're looking at tickets. There's a feature that says like buy on map, I think. And they kind of are like, oh, these seats are high. I don't know if I want to buy them. But you go to that venue, and they must have not had a lot of land to build the arena on because it's just very steep. So even the green section with the $4 seats, people are thinking of that as a second deck, but I mean, it goes right up to the goal. It's wild how close it is to the floor. It's not like you're being in an NBA arena where you're on the top deck and you're like hundreds of yards in the air. It's really wild how close it is. So I would really encourage everybody. It's going to be loud and fun. And I think I know it's our best venue yet, so we're excited.
Yeah, we had practice there a week and a half ago, and every seat is a good seat. There's not a bad seat at a Rice Stadium. Like even the highest one, you're right on top of the action. So I would venture to guess that it'll be the loudest, and it echoes because it's so small. It's loud. Just in our practice, we're like, goodness gracious, this is loud. So it is a great ticket, and every seat is a great seat.
Now,
it's gonna be awesome.
Our sports director, David Magianis, who's also the producer for this show, we asked you, David, how is the athletics department at Rice? You know, do they have a good athletics reputation?
More educational than athletics, but no, they still field some good teams.
So they put their money into the nice stadium, and I noticed when I was looking around the banners, you know how most basketball stadiums have their championship banners up there. Well, they put their Nobel Prize and Pulitzer Prize winners up there.
Of course, it's Rice. Of course.
So that's fun. That's fun. But you know, it's a nice environment.
Good baseball school, Rice.
They're pretty good.
They've got
pretty
that
good.
going
Yeah,
for them.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, the other thing I do want to give Coach Ryan here a shout out. So he is an awesome basketball player. He is so much better than any of us are, which makes him an amazing scout team point guard. So our starting point guard, Keenan Anikiatiko, is our best player. He's a first-year seminarian, has an amazing story, amazing vocation story. Well, he has to be guarded by Ryan in practice, and that's a tough matchup. So we are working Keenan. Not only is our best player, but he's probably our most improved player because he has to beat the best player on the floor in practice.
And he's a first year.
He'll be playing in this game for the next 6 years. He's going to be a problem for the Priest.
So he's going to be your problem next year.
Correct.
So Tim, so with all this new information that I have, I'm lowering the point spread to 3 in favor of the Priest. So the Priest winning by 3 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had him winning by 4.
You're giving it to the Priest?
Yes.
No
yeah.
way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even after this?
Yes.
Even after this?
I had some other inside information. I was going to ask Coach Ricky and Coach Dunbar if they wanted to, give some injury updates. But as you know, as coaches, how they talk, and you got to kind of decipher the information.
I'll leave you coaches to talk about this.
So I don't know, coaches,
yourselves.
if you want to give us any updates on injuries. Otherwise, I got it at 3. Priest winning by 3. Coach Ricky, what do you think?
We are 100% healthy and ready to go. We are ready to go. I would like to say the first 2 years I was the commentator, and I was always pulling for the seminarians. Just FYI, I was a big fan of the seminarians before I became the Priest coach. But yeah, I think 3 is a pretty good number, one way or the other, and we're healthy and ready to get out there, guys. We're ready.
All right, Coach Dunbar, what do you think?
I've been told we're 100% healthy. Sometimes at practice, I'm not so sure. From what I see, when I question kind of sometimes what they're doing, their response is, "Well, Coach, I'm kind of hurt here, or this leg's hurt, or I pulled my hammy last week." So we'll find out. Friday night how healthy everybody is, but I'm looking forward to it, and I want to give a shout out to Father Preston for kind of starting this whole pre-seminarian basketball event, 5 or so years ago. It's a great event.
It's a wonderful vision. Wow. He had a great vision for making.
So I remember as a kid going to a mass. It was some kind of mass that like Mattress Mac had put together that had bishops and whatnot many years ago. And there were a ton of priests there, and it was so cool to see all those priests together at mass. But man, it is surreal to see so many young priests in the archdiocese hanging out on the floor before the game with the future priests. I mean, it really is just an incredible opportunity. And I think really the Catholic Church looks so good every year we put on this game. It's so fun. And it's like you go to a pro game and you hope that your kid will make eye contact with the player. I mean, you've got priests going up into the stands at halftime. I think the coaches are like, man, we need more time with these guys in the locker room because they're it's just a really, really fun event. And everybody who goes is always like, I'm going again next year, which is why we've had to get a bigger venue every single year. So if you're listening to this right now, and you're a parent who wants your kids to love you a little bit more, just bring them to this game. If you're a grandparent who wants
from experience here.
If you're a grandparent who wants your grandkids to love you more than the other grandparents, take them to this game. It's going to be a blast.
Coach Ryan, I wanted to get your perspective on this. You work in the secular world. You're not a seminarian or priest yourself.
first off, to your earlier point, Tim, I mean, it's a great reminder that, your Catholic life doesn't start and stop with just Sunday Mass. Like the priests and seminarians, they're out and about, and it's more about being with that faith community. I think being around these guys, it's a reminder of the great value and having a support system around you of people with the same faith and values.
Yeah.
And when you don't surround yourself with great people, it's really hard to stay strong in the secular world with your values. And being around these guys has been a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of my college days in a male dorm, kind of the joking and the kind of the banter back and forth. So that part's fun as well.
Excellent. So I think that's an inspiration for us all. So go get your tickets right now. I want to see you there at this game. I want the place just to be packed to the brim with enthusiastic, cheering Catholics, whether you're rooting for the priest or the seminarians or both. Everyone's a winner when we all come and support our vocations at this event. It's this Friday. When does the game start?
7 p.m. and I've been told there's tailgating at 5.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot. Last time there were some issues because we had it during Lent and fish fries and stuff, but there's lots of Knights of Columbus out there. Should be lots of food.
And now it's going to be Easter. Yeah, and the tickets are very, very affordable, especially for large families. So go to HoustonVocations.com/events and get your tickets now. HoustonVocations.com/events. And if for any reason you cannot attend, we are going to be broadcasting it here on AM 1430. On the Guadalupe Radio Network social media channels. I believe it's going to be on the Houston Vocations social media channels as well. So plenty of ways that you can share it with your friends and family who are out of the area. Anyone who cares about vocations, anyone who loves basketball and wants to see a bunch of amateurs play, anyone who cares about you or anyone playing in the game. So look for that this Friday in the evening. And thank you very much to Coach Ricky Hernandez, Coach Larry Dunbar, Coach Ryan Dunbar, and Deacon Christopher Meyer for joining us on the Catholic Lunch Break.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
Hey, see you guys
absolutely.
Friday. Good luck, Chris.
See y'all Friday. Okay, game on. Before we go to the break, I wanted to let you know, if you just tuned in, we do have a prayer breakfast for you tomorrow morning. This is a Catholic Radio Networking prayer breakfast. This one is in Katy, Texas. Katy, over at La Finca, just off Grand Parkway. Carol, you've been to this location before, and what is your favorite thing about coming to the prayer breakfast in the mornings when we go and do our networking and fellowship?
Well, Tim, after I leave, I really feel inspired. For me, it's a great way to start the morning. There's always something said that says something to me. And that means a lot to me. I mean, I can take my day and just take it on because you never know what you're going to face that day.
Wow.
So for me, it's very inspiring. And I will tell you this, there's going to be a great speaker, great food, and great gifts. And like Tony the Tiger says, it's going to be great. Okay, it's a great way to start your morning. Tony says it. Okay.
I know that you're bringing a couple door prizes there. We always have fun with the door prizes at the end. But the keynote speaker and the priest leading our prayers are a father-son team. The keynote is going to be Victor Perez, who I believe is running for school board or something. But he's a great Catholic who has raised a great priest. Father Victor Perez is the pastor of St. Joseph and St. Stephen Catholic churches, and he's going to be leading us in prayer. So please come out and join with us tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. It's only $10 for the breakfast. We get you done before work, and you will definitely feel inspired. You're listening to the Catholic Lunch Break on AM 1430. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Mary Pearson, the executive director of Emmaus Spirituality Center. They recently did a seminar on near-death experiences, and we're going to be hearing all about how that went and what that means for us as Catholics here on the Catholic Lunch Break on AM 1430.
Hey, this is Dave the Sports Guy, and I want you to join me at the Priest versus Seminarians basketball game on Friday, April 29th at Rice University. Tailgating starts at 5 p.m. and tip-off is at 7. The series is tied 2 games apiece, and so who's going to win the next game? Come find out Friday, April 29th at Rice University. Get your tickets at HoustonVocations.com before they sell out. Bring the whole family and come support Holy Vocations. God bless and see you there.
Hi, I'm Claudia Garza. I am an insurance agent with Farmers Insurance, serving West Houston and Katy. and I am a proud sponsor of this Guadalupe Radio Network station. Catholic radio is truly food for my soul. I sponsor 1430 AM because I want to help evangelize. You can reach me at my office, 713-780-4841, 713-780-4841.
Hi, I'm Joel Matthews, business owner and partner with TRO CPA. I'm a proud sponsor of this Guadalupe Radio Network station, and I think you should be too. As Catholics, I believe we should put our money where our faith is. And as a CPA, I help small business owners make wise decisions about their money every day. You can find out more about what I do and why I sponsor KSHJ by going to my website, trocpa.com. That's trocpa.com.
Chocolate or vanilla, sprinkles or not, so many choices. Ponder these and more at the premiere of an ongoing series at Holy Rosary Catholic Church, Dominicans and Dessert Ice Cream Social. Ice cream is free. It's your chance to mingle with our friars and sisters and learn about the Dominican vocational pathways available to all. Enjoy a brief presentation and socialize over ice cream. Our first event will be Friday, April 29th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Come and meet our lay Dominican men and women. holyrosaryparish.org.
This is the Catholic Lunch Break, where we catch up on everything Catholic in Houston. I have a special event to invite you to next week. Next show, May 2nd. May is the month of Mary, and we're going to be kicking off our annual diaper drive for Catholic Charities. This is the, fourth year that we're doing this, I believe? So it's really a tradition now. We love doing this, the month of Mary, Drive for Diapers for Catholic Charities. But this is what's special, is next week, we're going to be doing the show live on location from the Catholic Charities building. I believe it's the one on Louisiana Street. I'm going to double check that. Look for our Facebook event. But there is an opportunity for you to come and watch the show live. You can be part of the live studio audience. Now, space is limited. They told me they can set up probably about 20 chairs or so. So I'm going to make you have to do something to get in. But since it's a diaper drive, it's really easy. All you have to do is bring some diapers. Just bring a diaper donation to Catholic Charities. It's going to be at noon next week at the Catholic Charities building. Bring a package of diapers, and you can come be part of the live studio audience. And we're going to have a ton of fun. Might even have some snacks there. But at any rate, you get to take a good lunch break to come join us for the Catholic Lunch Break. I'll shake your hand. I want to say hi to you, and you get to see the show live. It's a ton of fun. Father Reynolds will be there. He's going to be doing our Smells and Bells segment. But right now on the Catholic Lunch Break is Mary Pearson, the Executive Director of Emmaus Spirituality Center. Welcome back to the Catholic Lunch Break.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
So good to have you. Hey, pull that microphone real close to your mouth there. You know, the closer it is, the better it sounds.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, wonderful. I love it. Emmaus Spirituality Center, for those who don't know, how would you describe your mission very briefly, just for new listeners?
Basically, what our purpose is to train people to be spiritual directors and to offer spiritual direction one-on-one for people and provide a variety of other spiritual growth programs. And
what's your website? Is there a place, can people access this like remotely, or do they have to come to your office?
We do both.
Okay.
Because with the website is EmmausSpiritualityCenter.com. And you can go on there and you can request a spiritual director. You can request a spiritual director to do the Ignatian spiritual exercises.
Those are great, by the way.
Yes. And we also do a center, what we call a home retreat. So we give people lots of different options. One of the things that we also work on is we will take programs out to parishes. I'm sitting here looking at these two icons, and during Lent for St. Cecilia's, we took 7 programs to them. And the last one was a Taizé service. And so many people were unfamiliar with what that is. Mm-hmm. And when I suggested it, we thought it was great. And then I went, I don't know how to do one. But we partnered with our brothers and sisters at Chapelwood Methodist Church. They brought it all over to St. Cecilia's. We had people from both churches there. And if you've never attended one, it's a beautiful meditation because it's all about icons, music, scripture reading, and everybody said it was a great kickoff for their Holy Week.
It's really kind of an uplifting, moving devotional service. I haven't been to one myself, but I've heard the music, and it's got its unique style. I love it.
Yes.
So recently, you guys had a seminar on near-death experiences. I wasn't able to attend, but how was it?
It was wonderful. We didn't have as many people as we wanted, but we keep spreading the word. The thing that was amazing was it was an all-day program. It's the first time we've done one since COVID, and no one left. You know, everybody always has a program, and somebody has to scoot out. And everybody was just absolutely so tuned into what was being said and shared that we didn't have anybody leave.
Well, it's one of those things, like we believe in the afterlife, we believe in eternity, we believe in the invisible world, but to have those moments where it's made kind of present to our senses, like, oh, here's a person in front of me who is describing what they experienced. So who was the speaker? They were doing research on near-death experiences, or was it someone who experienced it themselves?
Well, it was a kind of a combination of.
Okay.
Our keynote speaker was Elizabeth Crone, who has written a book called Changed in a Flash. She is a woman from Houston that in 1988, she was going to the synagogue for the thing that they do for the people who have died for the year. It was her grandfather. And she had a 4-year-old son and a 2-year-old son in the car with her, and had one of those Houston storms that just take over everything.
Oh, yes.
And she had let the 4-year-old get in to the building, and she was stepping out with her 2-year-old holding a umbrella. The umbrella was hit by lightning.
Oh, no.
And so she shares her experience of being above everything and seeing how everybody's reacting and not realizing, why aren't they talking to me? I'm right here. And her experience that she says seemed to be 2 weeks, but was only a matter of minutes. And talking about being in a garden and how intense the colors were, and that how when she, number one, had a very tough coming back, because she said she was given an option.
Oh, wow.
You can do this or you can do that. And she came back, and they said it's going to be very painful because you've been burned very badly. And there's two other things you're going to know about is that you're going to get divorced, and you're going to have a daughter.
Oh, no. Wow.
And she says all of those things happened, much other stuff as well. So she talked about that. And then we had some people from different faith religions that talked a little bit about how do we understand this? How does it fit into our relationship? And one of the things that was very apparent is lots more people have experienced this than will talk about it. Because there's this idea, if you start talking about it, you must be crazy. Those things don't really happen. And we were amazed with the number of people in our audience who raised their hand and had had some sort of either deep spiritual experience where they just were on another plane, or they actually had something where they were near death.
That's incredible. So that's what happened recently. If you, what's coming up next for Emmaus Spirituality, where our listeners can come and experience you, your ministry?
Well, so one of the things was we're only 2 years old, so we are trying to get word out there. And so we're going to host what we call a tent event.
Tent event.
Yes, isn't that creative? But
it was like old-fashioned tent revival kind of.
It is kind of a tent revival, but we have Ciro's Italian Restaurant, Guadalajara, Rupor, and the Branch are all donating food, like appetizers, for us. We're not charging for this event. We'll have free things for the kids to do. We'll have some things for the adults to do. It's just a fun gathering, and it's on Saturday, May 21st from 5 to 8 p.m. We're hoping God shines on us and we have great weather.
Kind of
but
like
if we don't, we have a backup.
Your version of a parish festival almost.
Our version of a parish festival.
Yeah, is there going to be like a program with like people speaking, or is it just like the food and fun, and what is it?
It's more food and fun and classic cars.
Ooh, classic cars. Okay. So where is it going to be?
It's going to be at the Emmaus Spirituality Center, 12211 Memorial Drive.
Okay, so that's here in the Memorial area, pretty close to our studio. So it's worth driving for if you're in another part of town. So Mary Pearson from the Emmaus Spirituality Center. Again, it's EmmausSpiritualityCenter.com. I'm assuming all that information's up on the website.
It is.
Are people going to be able to access maybe that near-death experience, or is that not recorded?
Actually, it is recorded, and it's not yet up on the website, yet, but it will be.
Okay, well, there you go. Emmaus Spirituality Center. Thank you very much for joining us on the Catholic Lunch Break.
Bye-bye.
Like I said, next week we are going to be live from the Catholic Charities building on Louisiana Avenue. And so get over there if you want to be part of our live studio audience. You can watch this show live. All you got to do is bring a donation of diapers for our Month of Mary Drive for Diapers. I'll put those details up in our Facebook group, GRN Houston, so you can find it there. If you ever have any questions about anything you hear on this show, you can email me, you can call me. My contact information's right on the front of our website when you enable the location sharing. It's grnonline.com. That's what you have to remember, grnonline.com. And until next time, stay Catholic, Houston, and may God richly bless you. He is risen. He is risen indeed.
Saw that. So, dear listeners, man, if you're ever traveling and you want to still keep up with Catholic radio, we can help you with that.
You could take the app with you, but if you